Hi, my name is Chris and this is Team Rilnin Aquascaping. Today our topic is about growing Bucephalandra and how to care Bucephalandra in your own aquarium. There are few plants that attract aquatists like this Bucephalandra that gives many good impression and love. This slow grower is available in many different types, each with its own leaf shape, size, and color. All species look great in an aquarium, required similar care, and then be grown by anyone with the knowledge of their requirements. And of course, a little bit patient because they are slow grower. Keep watching to the end for everything you need to know about Bucephalandra care and growing Bucephalandra in your own aquarium. So let's begin. What is the minimum tank size requirement? In my tank, I use a 60 cm tank. It's a ABA 60 cm tank. Yeah, you can use below 60, 30, 20, and up to the bigger one. There are no minimum requirements for or size requirement for the when you want to grow a Bucephalandra. What is the care level? It's easy because they don't require more lighting. I will discuss later as we go on. What about when you planting? You can plant on the hardscape. You can plant on the stone. You can plant on the wood or a grain of substrate. The temperature they require the 71 to 82 degree Fahrenheit and or 21.5 to 28 degrees Celsius. The water pH is between 6 to 7.5 pH. So let's talk about their name. Because of their recent introduction into the aquatic hobby, species of Bucephalandra genus do not tend to have a common name. Since 1858, more than 30 species have been described. In this tank alone, I have more than 15 varieties, namely Pandora Red, Mini Panton, Mini Pygminea, Mini Boyon, Mini Cicadao, Super Mini, Black Bente, Hellfire, Purple Blue, SP Red Paris, Kedagang, Brownry Red, Brownry Blue, Brownry goes to 2011, Helena, Black Pink, Godzilla. These all are from Indonesia. What about their natural habitat? Species of Bucephalandra are cryophytic aquatic plants, meaning they can survive in extreme conditions where most other plant and organism cannot. Many species of this plant can naturally be found in tropical rainforests of Borneo, in Indonesia, in Vietnam, or on Southeast Asian country. Here, they grow in the way that's similar to anubias on rock and driftwood in stream and rivers. During the dry season, the water level drops and the plants grow immersed. So they can grow immersed above the water line. When the rainy season rolls around, they are flooded and continue growing submerged. This means that you can plant Bucephalandra in your aquariums and terrariums, so they can grow immersed and submerged. What about their identification? Bucephalandra comes in many variations with varying leaves, shape, and thickness, and can be spotted growing and out of the water. Tops of the leaves tend to be glossy with colors changing blue to green and In my experience, they are going green, then blue, then red, then flower. That's their sequence. While the bottom of this leaves feature identify white leaves, yellow spot. Another way to distinguish this plant is by looking at its creeping root system. So if you want to identify, then check the roots and the stem. If the roots and stems are red, they are become red. If the stems is white, they stay in green. This aquatic plant can reach a full size of 10 inches, 25 centimeters. Though this is unlikely as they have been shown to display slow growth like flowering plants. They can also bloom white or pink flowers from time to time. So they give flowers. So how you can plant a Bucephalandra? Planting Bucephalandra. To plant your new Bucephalandra in your tank, you need rock, drip food, or a large grain substrate type. Because they are rheophytes, they use a strong root system to anchor themselves in high water flow and are not very well adapted in growing soil. Instead, their roots are very effective at anchoring onto any surface they encounter. The more porous, the better. I prefer to plant my Bucephalandra on lava rock or dragonstone. To attach your bush, simply make sure it doesn't fall off before the roots are able to take hold. A rubber band, use a rubber band or I'm not using super glue. I use only rubber band and a piecing wire should work well to secure the plant. Because using super glue, it's might hurt the roots and rhizome of the Bucephalandra and they will die and melted. You'll be amazed at how quickly it takes hold. After just a few weeks, you have to give the plants quite a tug to remove it from its anchor point. So once it's attached, it's there. Okay, you cannot easily to remove. What about the Bucephalandra requirement? If you prepare undemanding aquarium plant, you're in luck here. Because Bucephalandra species don't require much to survive. Let's talk their light requirements. The amount of light recommended for this plant depending mostly on what you want to do with it. If it's just for decorative purpose, use low light, will work just fine. It will grow very slow and you won't see very intense coloration, but it will still do well. If you want quicker growth and better coloration, you need a medium to high light. What about the nutrients? As with the light, you won't need to dose nutrient or CO2. If you're not looking to grow massive clumps of Bucephalandra quickly. However, this plant does love CO2 and appreciate nutrient dosing. So if you have the opportunity to set up a system for this, you'll definitely see better result. In my tank, I use ADA nutrients. So that's it. And I use a good lighting system like Cheros W RGB Pro so that they looks beautiful because I want to see the actual color of their beauty. Let's talk about the propagation. The more, the merrier. So if you have more Bucephalandra, the merrier, easy to propagate. Especially with this expensive plant like this, propagating Bucephalandra is pretty easy. As new plants will form by themselves alone, the rhizome just cut and retouch the plant to the root or drip wood to create a whole new plant. So when you see roots on in between, you can cut it in between and then put in another pot or in the rock or any substrate that they can grow. Fresh growth should appear soon, depending on your light, CO2, nutrients. Not seeing any plantlet yet? Try waiting a little bit longer and or tweaking your care to encourage lusher growth. Let's talk about problems with Bucephalandra. Although Bucephalandra is relatively easy to grow, there are a few common problems that you might run into. Number one, immersed versus submerged. The most common issue with buces is that they might not always be cultivated in water. If you take an immersed plant and place in your tank, you can expect some of the leaves to melt. Don't panic unless rot occurs. Your Bucephalandra should bounce back soon enough with the new leaves. So be careful also. Changing condition. Even your Bucephalandra has not been switched from immersed to submerged, it can still react badly to changing water condition or light intensities. This plant doesn't like sudden swing in temperature or water values and will drop some of, even almost all of its leaves when it's happened. It may also take some time for your plant to acclimate to your lighting. Changes from low to high lighting or vice versa make it lose its leaf for the first few weeks. Again, don't panic. As long as everything else is in order, new leaves should regrow eventually. Stretching, disappointing coloration. If your Bucephalandra is not growing as you like it, recheck the amount of light you're providing. Stretchy plant can be an indication that things are just not bright enough to keep it happy. Low light condition can also influence your bush color, which can be quite disappointing as its coloration is one of the reasons aquatists love these plants so much. So if you want to maximize their colors, increase little bit the lighting, but not much. Be aware of the algae. The more light, algae is merrier. So we need to fight algae. Buying Bucephalandra. When you buy Bucephalandra, because Bucephalandra is a relatively new addition to the aquatic hobby, but it has become pretty widely available in the last few years. When I start Bucephalandra, I don't know where to buy. It's very hard. And suddenly, I got a friend from Indonesia and give me a lot of Bucephalandra. Now I can also sell it and then give some piece to the aquatic hobby here in UAE. Keep in mind that there are many different types out there, and the names might not always be accurate, but some of more popular varieties like Bucephalandra, SP wavy, green wavy are relatively cheap, while others can go for crazy prices. So sometimes the name of the plant they are changing and maybe not accurate, but again the purpose this is Bucephalandra, and you check their shape, their color, what you prefer, so you can get it what you want. So if you're looking to buy Bucephalandra, you can try your local fish store. You can call me and message me in my Facebook account so I can contact you. Especially those who want to buy in UAE, you can contact me in my messenger so we can provide you a lots of varieties of Bucephalandra with a good price also. Also on the internet is usually a better option, but There's a tons of seller out there, maybe might scam you. It's better to go to your trusted shop or aquatic hobbier that they can you can buy and get a cheaper price and a good option. In conclusion, Bucephalandra is a great up and coming plant that can be added to your fish tank or your terrarium. The variation in leaves between species gives a lots of option, while their low care requirements make them perfect for any already existing or future stacking list. If you have any more question about growing Bucephalandra or want to share your own experience with these fascinating aquarium plants, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Sharing is caring. And if you like my video, kindly hit the subscribe button below to help my channel grow. Have a nice day. God bless you all. Bye.